I'm Kerry from Pilates, so we're going to get started. We're going to be doing 30 minutes of seated exercise, so take it gently. I've got some water with me and we can take breaks as we go. So we're going to start sitting right back in our chair, so just wiggle your way until your back is against the back of your chair, and you can give the back of your shoulders just a little rub. And then find a stillness, wider legs, feet are definitely on the floor so that they can push downwards a little. And our back here is leaning back, but it's not sort of collapsed. So there's a little bit of tension here, only gentle. And we're going to do some breath to start. So I want you to trace your hand across your collarbones at the top. So this area is going to stay wide. It's not going to move up and down. We're not going to use this area to create the sort of movement and the sort of dynamic for our breath. So this is just a reminder this bit can relax. And then can you come to the center and trace either down your breastbone or come underneath and find the end of your breastbone. Either way, it comes to the same point, the end, where the ribs start to divide here. And just place your hand there and let your hand just slide down. It's probably on top of a belly. And soften. And now I want you to breathe in and out through your nose. It's not deep, it's just your usual breath, but it's a nose breath if you can. And as you breathe in, just feel a little fullness into your palm. As you breathe out, just pulls very gently back, it's really soft. And as you do that, you can close your eyes if you're happy to. I want you to make the exhale very slightly longer, so it's like 1 or 2 counts or seconds longer than the inhale. Now start to make the noise, the sort of shh in your head as you do your breath, as you take your breath. Just making that a little quieter, a little softer, a little smoother. Keeping that a slightly longer exhale. This just stimulates your vagus nerve. It just gets your whole body into a more sort of healing and relaxing place. And one more breath like that. Let your hands slide down and just wiggle. It's a really nice way to start a class because you might have just been rushing, going from one place to another, or that mental shift of one thing to another, and it just calms things down. So you can see I'm sort of wiggling on the bottom of my seat, and I encourage you to wiggle and feel your sit bones, feel the bumpy bits of your pelvis as they sort of bump against the chair seat. I hope you've got a cushion. You can even slide your hands right beneath the sort of sides of your thighs onto your bum cheeks, and you can feel that bumpy bit there. And you can see I'm also bringing my feet slightly forwards so that they're facing forwards and there's a small gap between them. And the gap is about 2 fists apart. Now I want you to grow tall. So it's like I've pulled one hair on your head and I'm just pulling it up a little taller. Lovely. From there, can you breathe into your sides? You can put your hands there. So you can see my hands just move out a little bit as I did that. Now pull back. It's like your belly is pulling away from your t-shirt because it's cold. And breathe in and rock forwards. So you can see a little bit of movement as I do that to the front, but if I turn to the side, same thing, you might see a little more. So I'm breathing into where my fingers are at the sides of my waist. And as I breathe out, I'm pulling my belly back. This area lengthens and sort of drops down. As I breathe in, I feel my belly come forwards. I'm trying not to move my head and shoulders, they'll move a little bit, but it's not this. And then rest your hands on your thighs and just have a little side to side wiggle. But as you're doing that wiggle, it's like you're trying to peel up this side edge of your bum and your thighs. It's like a jeans pocket and you're just trying to peel up that side edge. And this part of your body, rather than going side to side like that, we're trying to keep really centered. And it might help just to look at the very top of your screen. You might see a camera light there or just a little dot or just the top of your screen, top edge of a monitor, and just look at that and just see how still you can make yourself as you do that little wiggle. And then I want you to circle. Now this bit isn't staying still. You're going to move in these little circles and you might take your legs a little wider. I can feel my back just starting to brush against the chair, and then take it the other way. Lovely. Come back to the center and then slide your hands on your thighs forwards and backwards. If you want a bit more room, you can wiggle to the front third of your chair, and then you might find your elbow can just bump against the side of your the back of your chair. If you've got osteoporosis or osteopenia, this is enough turn. You want to be able to keep a little bit of rotation in your spine, but you don't want to be forcing it. So use just a gentle turn. You're going, you're finding a range of movement that works for you. And then come back to the front, give the back of your head a little tap, and you might have noticed I just grew a little taller then. And then could you turn your head and pull your face back a little, pull your throat back, pull your nose back a little as you do that. And then we're going to turn to one side and open the opposite arm out. And then we bring the head back to the center and just open that arm out. It's a bit like you're sort of, hey, come through this door. This bit is open, but your face is turning the other way. And then we'll come back to the center, the same on the other side. So face turns one way and the arm, see my palm is facing the screen, opens the other. And then come back to the center and just start to give your shoulders a little roll. I'm sort of going like up and over, like it's going over a little bridge or it's drawing a rainbow. And if that feels okay, take your arms down and try to draw a circle, keeping your arms close to you. That's it. Keep it slow. You could go one shoulder and then the other. If you've got different things going on, you know, maybe you've got a bit of soreness on one side, just take them one at a time. And then we're going to bend our arms, so this sort of L shape. And we're not going too low down. We don't want to squish the chest. A little higher if you can, but if you need to go lower, go lower. The fingers and palms are facing each other. It doesn't need to be super straight. They can be soft. But we're going to open out until it's like our arms are back against a wall, and then close up. Open out, close. You might be able to bring them a little closer. Open, just stay there. Just like feel the firmness of that wall and release. Press against that wall a little and release. Press against that wall a little and release that imaginary wall. It's like we're in mime school. And then bring your hands together. Little squeeze, little squeeze. And it might be like this. It might be squeezing towards each other and they can't reach each other. Or like that. Or like that. And then release. And just a bit softer, like you're stirring circles with your elbows alternating. Lovely. And give your feet a little rub, get them warm. You can rub them flat on the floor. You can rub the sides. You can rub them together. You could also rub the top of your feet. If you don't get much sensation on the bottom of your feet, it can really help to get into the top of your feet. So it might be like this. You might actually get your hands in and just bring a bit of sensation to the top. Now we're back in that position, everything facing forwards, 2 fists apart. Press your feet down and just start to bring your heels slowly, one and then the other. That's it. And now we can take the arms, and it's like we're going, I'm trying to get my opposite arm to elbow, like we're going on a walk, but it's just our heels peeling up. Now, if you can peel up a little higher, and keep your bum sitting really firmly down, you can go for a walk, lifting your feet off the floor. If your heels need to stay down, keep them down. Can you get faster? Can you do lots of little tiny steps? Like you're doing like a little drum. Can you take it wider? I can't take both wider. I don't think I've got the concentration, but just varying it. So you might take it to one side and the other. That's it. And then just let it go. Stamp your feet harder. Then give them a little rub again. Grow tall. We're going to have a reach upwards. So I'm reaching up. I'm keeping my bum on the chair. I'm keeping both feet pressing down. Now, if that feels like too much, you can place your hand here. But the same applies. The bum presses down, the feet press down. And then the other side. So reaching up like you're trying to reach the top of a shelf. And it could also be here. Perfect. And then slide your hands along your thighs, just like we did at the beginning. And then I'm going to ask you to move to the side of your chair so that you're sitting this way on your chair, because this is going to give your arm a bit more room to move. So we're going to take that sort of rotation movement and just build on it a little. If you take your arms forwards, so it's like they're holding a ball forwards. Could you slide this elbow so it comes low and then it comes back, and I'm just following it back. I'm just having a little, almost like a side eye at my elbow, and then it's going to come forwards to the other hand. Taking it back, taking it forwards. And as I do this, I'm going to press my feet down. I'm feeling my thighs just tighten as I do that. Next one's going to be different. So instead of going back, I'm going to open outwards. So I'm looking at this thumb that I'm wiggling. I'm going to look at that thumbnail, and I'm just going to look at it. And it's going as far as I comfortably can. And then I'm going to bring it back. The other hand, I'm trying to keep it in the same place. Following that thumbnail the whole time. And trying to remember to breathe. And then place the hands down, just slide and soften. And we're going to do the other side. So come round in your chair. We'll start with the bow. So we have both hands forwards, the back is straight. You've got that grow tall feeling like someone's pulling a hair on your head. And let that elbow, it's sort of like the arm comes down by your side and slides back. And I'm just trying to follow it with my eyes. Just looking at the crook or the point of my elbow, whichever you can follow, and trying to keep this other hand in the same place. Just having a bit of a wander. And I'm pushing my feet down so I can feel my thighs tighten a little. Last one like that. Now I'm just looking at the thumb, looking at the thumbnail. You could even look at the crescent on the nail or the top bit of your nail. Open the arm outwards. And then bring it back. Keep your eyes on that nail. The other hand stays in place. Open outwards. Bring it back. Now this side might be different. I think I can feel this side is different for me. I think I can open up more, but that doesn't surprise me. You have to know your body pretty well. And one more. And then shuffle yourself round so you're facing forwards with wider legs, and we're in the front third of our chair. Just have a little wriggle side to side. And then we're going to lift our arms and make these soft infinity loop shapes with our hands, our wrists, and our lower arm. Now make that bigger so the whole arm starts to open up and you're drawing this infinity loop. Push your feet downwards a little so you can feel the floor. I can see my feet are just sliding a little, warming them up. And now you've got some options. You can start to lean back slightly and send your chest up. You can start to lean back and come forwards with a straight back pushing into your feet and then back. You might take this a little lower in between your legs, like you're scooping something up off the floor and then throwing it all around. It's a bigger movement. It might require a bit more breath. And you're making it work for you. It might be you stay in this position and you keep it small. It's almost like a conducting, but I'm not sure what the time signature is. That's it. And then make it smaller and smaller. And then rest your hands on your legs. Bring your feet so they're facing forwards. We're still in the front third of our chair. So we're going to do a little bit for our hips now. We're going to do an opening. I want you to have one hand on your leg. This leg's going to be still. It's pushing down a little. The thigh feels like it's a little tighter. It's awake. It hasn't gone sort of, this is my sleepy thigh. This is my awake thigh. Now we're either going to do a little lift, step, step, and bring it back, step, step, or a slide in two parts though. Now, as I do this, I'd like your body to keep facing forwards. It doesn't turn with your hip. We're just isolating, getting this external hip rotation outwards. So keep pressing this leg down because this really helps. And one more. And then let both legs just have a really soft in and out. Going to do the same on the other side. So this leg is going to be still and it's pressing down. This is actually, it's the more active leg in some ways. We think about this leg because it's moving a lot, but this leg is stabilizing you. It's keeping everything facing forward. So this leg, maybe hand on the hip. We're either going to give it a little step, so you're lifting that foot actively off the floor. You might be able to lift it almost like it's going over two things, two items. Like imagine like a glove or a sock. You've got to step over each one. Or it could have a slide and a slide and a slide and a slide. The knee is over the ankle, so it's not this. The knee and the ankle, they're vertical to each other. That's it. Keep pressing this foot down. Lovely. One more. And then let the legs soften. Give your thighs a rub, let them go in and out and in and out. And then we're going to take them wider. So you could lift them again. 1 and 2. And then hands on your thighs. We'll just have a little wiggle. Come forwards and send the opposite shoulder to the inside of your knee. It's that direction. It's not touching. Just that's the direction we're going. Just a gentle twist. And as you do that, you're pressing your feet down. And then we're going to come upwards, slide one leg in, slide the other leg in. We're going to take a hand forwards, and it's like you're reaching your hand towards me. You're not going to come forwards with the rest of your body. It's just your hand reaching towards me in the screen. The rest of your body can reach forwards, but not tip forwards. It's just like this reach. Like you're trying to touch my fingers and then bring them back. So as you reach forwards, you feel there's a rotation going on. You feel a bit of a twist and then bring it back. One more. Other side. So I've got my hand, it's like I'm ready to shake hands. Reach that hand and arm forwards. You're not going to bring your head and your chest forwards, your chest stays there, but you might get a rotation. So the more you reach, the more you start to invite that rotation. That's it. Take that down, give everything a little wiggle. Now both arms forwards. Keep your back and chest where it is. There's going to be no rotation this time. Reach those arms further forwards. Now pull them back. Reach them forwards. Pull them back. Now the arms don't bend. They stay as they are. So they might be slightly bent. They might be straight. I'm going to have mine pretty straight. That's me reaching forwards. My shoulder blades are sort of traveling around my back. And then as I pull them back, it's my shoulder blades getting closer to my spine. So they reach away, my hands reach forwards, and then I'm going to pull them back. And one more, reach away and pull them back. And then take it down. Just give your shoulders a little shimmy, maybe a little up and down of your shoulders. We could breathe in and then come up and breathe out and just softly, softly melt them down. Breathe in, take them up. Breathe out, take them down. One more, breathe in, take them up. Breathe out, take them down. Push your palms and your fingers. Palms are going back a little, fingers down. So you can see the front of my hand. And just push back and let them go forwards. So you're like pushing all of your arms back, nice and look forwards. And as you do that, your fingers are always reaching down to the floor. Now let them hang down. And we're going to take our thumbs outwards. The rest of our arm turns outwards till our palms are facing the screen. And then we'll turn them back and maybe a little bit inwards. Turning your thumbs outwards, the fingers reaching down to the floor, and then turn them outwards, the other way, inwards, outwards. That's it, inwards, outwards. Let's take the palms forwards. Just send your chest a little upwards. And then let your palms turn towards your sides. Send the thumbs out to the side, palms are forward, send your chest up. And then let them come back towards your sides, your palms at your sides. One more. Well done. Shuffle back on your chair. In fact, let's shuffle forwards and backwards. You can let your arms help you. And then can you stay at the back of your chair? Just sorting my cushion out. So now you've got some support underneath your thighs. We're going to slide a foot forward so you can see my toe coming towards you. And then slide the other one. And you're just seeing how far they'll go. They might just slide that far. They might slide all the way until your leg is straight. Just see how far they'll go. You might lean right back against your chair. You're not collapsed. You're just up, got that grow tall feeling, like you're stretching your legs. And now can you start to bring your toes, all your toes towards your knee. So you're now looking at the sole of my foot, sole of my sock. That's it. And really think about pushing that heel away. Bringing those toes towards you. I'm slowing it down a little. And you might find your leg can go straighter, or it might not be lifting up much off the floor. It might be more like this. So now we're going to hold one leg up. Can you now lengthen the foot so it makes your whole leg look really long on that top surface? Now shorten. So shorten that foot, bring your toes towards your nose, push your heel away, feel the back of your calf. Have a little stretch and then lengthen. And then shorten and start to draw circles. Think about your heel drawing those circles. Take your time. That's it. And then the other way. And take that one down. Just let that leg have a little rock in and out, a little sway. And then the other leg. So slide that leg forwards, slide that foot forwards. And let's bring our toes towards our nose as much as we can. And now lengthen. So your toes are away from you and that leg's as long as you can. My toes, I'm trying not to scrunch them up. I'm just trying to have long toes, long everything at the front. And then we shorten this whole front by bringing our toes up towards us. You can feel the contraction here. It just gets tighter along here. Lengthen and shorten. Lengthen and shorten. So now we've got our toes towards our nose. Could you draw circles? Imagine you're drawing those circles with your heel. So, and then the other way. Take it down. Could you squeeze your legs together? Push your heels up and down. Keep the legs together as you do that. Keeping the ankles together, the sides of the feet together, the thighs together. You might feel a little bit of tension going on here, just a little bit of activation. And then place the feet down, the legs apart, and just shuffle forward slightly. So you've got about half the chair underneath your thighs. Bring your legs together again. Just hold on to the chair sides gently. Pressing inwards, grow tall. I'm just bringing the ribs back at the front here. Now we're going to take the heels up and down again. So at the same time as you're raising them up and down, you're pressing inwards. Perfect. And then take your legs down. Let them just have a little sway in and out, maybe side to side. And then I'm going to turn my chair around a little. I'm going to do a sort of push-up on the chair. So I'm coming forwards a bit so I can send my hands to the back of the chair. Now, I tend to use my fists here. We're going to do this. You might use your palms. Depends on what's comfortable for your hands and how long your arms are. So as I do this, I'm just trying to go a little taller. You might be able to lift your bum off the chair. You might just feel that you're not as heavy on the chair. So as I do that, my bum is still in contact with the chair, but my arms are feeling it. And my arms are just a little bit behind me. I'm on my fists. So I'm just pushing up and taking it down. Pushing up and releasing. You see my elbows bent there, and then I'm going to try and straighten the arms and just push up. So you could be doing it with your palms. When I do this, I find that I haven't got enough arm length and I don't really go. I can't feel the lift. It's not as comfortable for my hands, but you've got to do what's right for yours. Those are the different options that we have. And then we're going to tip forward slightly and have our hands on the chair and our feet are down on the ground, taking my feet a little wider, and I'm just going to wiggle my feet back. This is like I'm just about to stand up out of my chair. So I'm not going to do a full sit to stand. I'm just going to tip the weight forwards and feel the weight and the force go downwards. And I'm looking ahead. It's like I'm just planning where I'm about to go. Going to make a cup of tea, going to go to another room. And one more. Now could you take your legs, turning around, face again, a little wider. And could we lean to one leg, press your feet down. Come to the center, lean to the other leg. Come to the center, lean to one side. Come to the center, lean to the other side. We're going to do that one more time. This time the back of your arm is against your leg. The other arm can rest on your chair back, or you might feel like it'd like to open outwards. I'm going to go for the chair back. I'm just turning my chest away from this leg. And just breathe here 2 or 3 times, pressing against the inside of your leg. And then come back to the center, have a little wiggle of your shoulders, press the back of your arm to the inside of your leg. And then you might be on the back of the chair, or you might feel your arm wants to open out. So I'm going to go on the back of the chair and just turn away. I'm pressing my feet down as I do this. And just breathing in and out 2 or 3 times. And then bring yourself back to the center, bring your legs in. Give your shoulders a little roll. And take your palms out to the side, scoop up the air and breathe in. Look to your hands and bring them into your chest. You're done. Well done. Hope you enjoyed.